happy to be here this morning to serve you the latest on sporting activities and developments the world over. All right. Of course, it's the World Cup season, so the first and most important thing to talk about in any sports show all over the world is the FIFA World Cup, even though Wimbledon is going on, but that plays second fiddle to the FIFA World Cup, I dare say. Happy World Sports Journalist Day to every sports journalist the world over, my friends, my elders, my senior colleagues, junior colleagues, well, everybody who loves sports, not just journalists, those who support us as sports journalists, those who criticize us constructively. Happy World Sports Journalists Day to each and every one of us who love sports with our hearts. All right, sports. Round of 32 games played, so many exciting results, so many unexpected ones as well. We were here when Morocco eliminated the Netherlands. We were also here when Paraguay eliminated Germany. So some World Cup games have already been turned on their heads by elegant stars, world performance, world beaters, and they've done amazing so far. Australia 2 days ago played against the Grass Stallions of 2 days ago. Norway, the Drillers, actually were brilliant against DR Congo. DR Congo, the Leopards of DR Congo, held their own for a bit. Anthony Nusa scored the first goal for the Drillers, and Amad Diallo scored a goal befitting of any World Cup game, even a final. Every left-footed player will be proud of that sort of goal. It was brilliantly executed after that 1-2 with Nicolas Pepe, perfectly timed and a brilliant equalizer. But Erling Haaland had the last laugh with his 5th World Cup goal in 3 matches, 59th goal in 53 games, mind-boggling numbers. 59th goal in 52 games for the Grass Stallions of Norway. Norway qualified to the round of 16 with a thrilling 2-1 win over the Leopards of DR Congo. And the next was Kylian Mbappe and the gang. France trashed Sweden as expected. I actually predicted that France was going to play the winners as quickly as possible. France were going to play Paraguay because they defeated Germany, but I had to backtrack because I shouldn't just say France will play. They had to earn it, and they brilliantly earned it. The return of Didier Deschamps, of course, added some sense to the whole thing, and the win was well deserved. They dominated from start to finish. Sweden barely had a sniff, barely had a kick of the ball. It was all France, and Mbappe could have very well scored 5-6 goals in that match. Michael Olise, 5 assists in the tournament already. Absolutely breathtaking stuff. They are quite unstoppable. You see Ousmane Dembele, you try to hold him back. You see Bradley Bacola, Desiree Doué. Everybody's firing on all cylinders, and Kylian Mbappe now has a Team World Cup goal, so Miroslav Klose can just rest. Can just beat everything else. Now it's about Leo Messi and Kylian Mbappe. Unfortunately for Klose, he's going to be an afterthought from here on. Of course, Ronaldo de Lima has experienced it, even though he was never highest goal scorer in World Cup history. People like Get the Bomba Mula, Pelé, just Fontaine, their records have been tumbled in the past. So yeah, let us face reality. It is time for the likes of Kylian Mbappe and Leo Messi, who is of course aging and will soon retire. So it's left for Kylian Mbappe. He's just 27 years old. He has at least one World Cup, at least, because he's going to be 31 in the next World Cup, and barring any injury or unforeseen circumstances, he's going to definitely lead the line for France again. I do not think that France can get any striker as good as him in the next 1 or 2 years, but I'm not Nostradamus. I'm just speaking from experience, because this guy is has been the highest goal scorer in the Spanish La Liga in the last 2 seasons, was highest goal scorer every season at PSG. When he matured, he arrived PSG from Monaco. He was raw, but he left there as a world class player, even though he never won the Champions League, and he's not won it yet. And since he left, PSG have won 2 in a row, but he's won the Pichichi. So on a personal level, individually, there's no questioning his world class credentials. But as a team, that is the where the questions are raised. But why will you raise questions when, as a teenager, he won the World Cup? And he was one of the better performers, right? So, and he's reached 2 World Cup finals, scoring a hat trick in the second World Cup final, even though he ended up in the losing side. So, on the losing side, I beg your pardon. So, Kylian Mbappe has scored 18 World Cup goals now in 18 appearances, and he's got 6 goals and 2 assists in this current tournament. Unstoppable, right? Really. And Michael Olise, 5 assists, keeping out Ryan Cherki from the team. Ryan Cherki will start everywhere else, but these guys can't get a sniff. Akilush can't even start, can't even do nothing to any place in the starting 11. N'Golo Kante, an experienced performer, is also on the bench. So France, man, unplayable. They've got some weaknesses in defense. Jules Koundé hasn't been as solid as expected. Upamecano, of course, William Saliba. These guys they can be outsmarted, but it remains to be seen if bigger World Cup nations, if they are going to be opponents that will stand up to France. At the moment, they are practically unplayable, and it's Sweden were on the wrong end of it. They were put to the sword. It was ruthless. So France won that match by 3 goals to nothing. Then Mexico joined Canada as one of the hosts, of 2 of the 3 hosts to qualify for the round of 16 of the FIFA World Cup. They defeated Ecuador by 2 goals to nothing. Julian Quiñones, usual suspect, and Raul Jimenez put Ecuador to the sword. Even though Moises Caicedo was given the armband, he could do nothing about it. They succumbed to defeat. Quite normal. And attention shifted to England versus DR Congo, right? The Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire lost to Norway. Amad Diallo scored a brilliant goal. Haaland scored the winner. Antonio Nusa, who is of Nigerian heritage, scored the first goal, set up by Martin Odegaard. So Ivory Coast started it off. That's another African country have been eliminated from the 2026 FIFA World Cup, unfortunately. So I get these things mixed up. The Elephants of Ivory Coast, the Leopards of DR Congo. So the country is not smiling. So so many things in the head. So I apologize for that mix up. So it was DR Congo versus England yesterday, and Lionel Mpasi almost didn't let England score any goal. His heroics were off the charts. Was stopping everything. He was a one-man machine all through that match. After Chipenga put DR Congo, the Leopards, ahead, and Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Marcus Rashford, who started ahead of Anthony Gordon, did everything possible to equalize in the first half, and it wasn't to be until Aaron Gordon replaced Marcus Rashford, just like he's replacing him at Barcelona. Barcelona preferred to splash 80 million euros on Anthony Gordon than pay 30 million pounds for Marcus Rashford. So Anthony Gordon replaced Rashford, and immediately Harry Kane resolved piracy. It was 1-1, equaling the great Pele's 12 goals in World Cup tournament play. Became got one ahead of Pele, went one ahead of Pele after another Anthony Gordon assist, and England finally came from 1 goal down to eliminate DR Congo. It was a very good performance, but it is the same story every time. African team starting well, starting strong, finishing weak, capitulating. Inexperience, stage fright, whatever it is. That is the situation, right? The Leopards had to bow to the superior force of England in the final 15 minutes, and Harry Kane again, for me, the greatest English striker of all time. He has earned it. He has earned it. 72 goals this season for club and country. That's otherworldly, right? That's on Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo statistic. Yeah, so he's earned it. He is the greatest English striker of any generation. With all due respect to Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer, Wayne Rooney, and co. But Harry Kane, 13 World Cup goals, 5 in this tournament. That's all. Full final stop. Well, the next match was fun field. Is again Belgium versus Senegal. Senegal quickly ran away with a 2-goal lead. Ismail Assar scoring his 4th goal of the tournament. Well, Sadio Mane wasn't replaced as early as fans and supporters of the Teranga Lions would have liked. Maybe the coach tarried too long. Pape Gueye has already said that he's going to take a break from international football until the current coaching setup is replaced. Right, so while they are still in charge of the Teranga Lions, led by Papeter, Pape Gueye will not be available for selection. So he's quite angry. He was removed after his 2-goal heroics against Iraq. It was expected that he was going to stay put. The belief was going to be sustained until the end, but yeah, he was replaced. Any player can be replaced. Yeah, even Messi and Cristiano have been replaced at one point or the other, even though quite rarely, but yeah, they get replaced. So, well, the story of African football so far at the FIFA World Cup: Senegal jumped to a 2-goal lead. Belgium not half as good as the golden generation. Kevin De Bruyne is actually living on past glory at the moment. Respectfully, the likes of Leandro Trossard couldn't do nothing. Of note yesterday, Yuri Telemans had to step up for the Belgians after Romelu Lukaku halved the deficit. Yuri Telemans equalized, and Yuri Telemans again had the last laugh when he put that penalty past Edward Mendy. Edward Mendy questionable for the 2nd goal as well. So when you people are portioning blames, it has to be to the right set of individuals. So we know that Senegal capitulated, they collapsed when it mattered most, and the Red Devils of Belgium are safely through to the round of 16 after coming from 2 goals down to defeat the Teranga Lions of Senegal by 3 goals to 2. All right, so at this point, now it was now left for the 3rd host of the FIFA 2026 World Cup to join their 2 co-hosts, Canada and Mexico, in the round of 16 of the World Cup. And the Yanks of the United States have been formidable this term. This FIFA World Cup 2026, they've been formidable, they've been reliable, they've been dependable. Captain America, who is supposed to be their talisman, hasn't really come to the fore at this point. So Flowbag, Folarin Balogun, is doing probably everything in attack. Scored again, but unfortunately was given the matching of that in the 64th minute of that encounter. I do not think that tackle was deliberate. He was coming down on it, but yeah, VAR saw it differently, and the referee had no other option but to send him off. All right, but that didn't affect the United States of America at all. They were 1 goal up already, and at the end of the day, the United States of America did what they had to do to ensure that they came out of that encounter as winners. Malik Tillman, my guy, I really like him. I've been following him since he was at the academy at Bayern, from Göteborg to Bayern, and on loan to PSV, and yeah, now at Bayer Leverkusen. He scored a free kick, becoming the first player from the United States of America to score a direct free kick in a World Cup since Eric Reynolds in 1994 under the great Bora Milutinovic, who also managed the Nigerian national football team at the World Cup in France '98, of course. So the United States of America joined Canada and Mexico all three co-hosts are in the round of 16 safely. Mexico won their first knockout game in 40 years. The last time they won a knockout game was when they hosted the tournament in 86. That World Cup is called the El Diego World Cup because Diego Maradona almost single-handedly won that World Cup for Albiceleste of Argentina. In 78, it was about the likes of Mario Kempes, Ubaldo Filol. But in 86, it was about Diego Armando Maradona, definitely one of the greatest players of all time. Yeah, so that's without a shadow of a doubt, right? So Mexico, nobody has put one goal past Raul Rangel in the Mexico goal posts since the beginning of the tournament. They scored 8 goals and conceded nothing. And Spain, of course, have conceded nothing as well, but they are yet to play their round of 32 game against Austria. They are going to play this evening, and let's see if they are going to keep a clean sheet, because Unai Simon might become if they keep a clean sheet for another 88 minutes, then Unai Simon will become the goalkeeper who has kept a clean sheet for the longest number of minutes in World Cup history. Right now, Spain are on 6 hours 7 minutes, 427 minutes without conceding a goal. 427 minutes since they conceded a goal the 2022 Qatar the World Cup. So for 7 World Cup games, they've not conceded a goal. So since 2022, no goal. And Spain haven't won their first match in the group stages of the World Cup in 4 of their last 5 appearances. They haven't really done anything worthy of note in this World Cup. But trust Spain, they have Lamine Yamal, the teenage world-class player, world-class, anywhere, anytime. They have him. They have Oyarzabal, Mikel Oyarzabal, who is the undisputed starter in the striker's position. They've got Alex Baena, who is keeping a lot of people out, and that's especially Nico Williams, who is injured, of course. Ferran Torres is there, missed a host of opportunities he usually dispatches with a plumb. He missed them against Uruguay, and let's see how it goes for Spain and Austria today. After that, Portugal will be playing Croatia. Cristiano Ronaldo is well aware that a lot of guys have come. In fact, they have actually glided past him in terms of goals and assists. He's still on 2, a paltry 2. And if he's going to continue that conversation, continue to maintain that conversation of the greatest player of all time with Messi, that conversation, if it is not going to be a foregone conclusion, Cristiano Ronaldo must come through today, must shine today. Cristiano Ronaldo must prove why age is only but a number, as he has done consistently. He must do it against Croatia. Croatia, they have an oldie of their own in Luka Modric, who is the oldest player to deliver an assist in World Cup history. So Cristiano Ronaldo already eclipsed Eusebio Ferreira da Silva. He's on 10 World Cup goals, but that's not the issue now. He's got to perform today, and whether the midfielders or the wing forwards do something about increasing the opportunities that he's going to get in front of goal, it's left for Roberto Martinez to decide, because he has twinkled, he has done everything, he has done, made tweaks, changes, re-strategized, employed some tactical approaches, different ones, and nothing has seemed to click into gear for now. The team is still bare. Midfield, I don't know. They have world-class campaigners there. They've got Vitinha and Neves, who have combined to win 2 consecutive Champions League titles for PSG, or consecutive Champions League titles for PSG, 2 straight Champions League titles. And they have Ruben Neves, who you can depend on at any time. They've got Bruno Fernandes. They've got very good players. They've got good defenders in Ruben Diaz, Vega, and co. But forget the likes of Renato Vega and Ruben Diaz. We're talking about in attack. In the first match, it was Bernardo Silva, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Pedro Neto. In the second match, it was João Felix, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Pedro Neto. The third match was João Felix, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Pedro Neto. People are saying, Pedro Neto, give somebody else a chance. Somebody like Francisco Trincao, Goncalo Ramos, if he can play left, as an attacker, he should be able to play across the forward line. Thierry Henry did that. Even Ruud van Nistelrooy at some point. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could play anywhere in front. Just you must be intelligent enough to be able to employ that versatility. So let's see what Portugal can do. Croatia, they've got their own experienced guys. They've got Luka Modric. They've got Ivan Perisic in defense. They've got Josko Gvardiol of Manchester City. So let us see what Portugal can bring to the table today. Are they going to employ a different approach tactically? Are they going to re-strategize? Let's see what Cristiano Ronaldo, Roberto Martinez, let's see what they have up their sleeves at the moment. So it is going to be, as expected, an explosive encounter. All right, so that's for Portugal, Croatia. Portugal, Croatia, like I said, will be playing just after. Well, if you are 1 hour plus after Spain and Austria. Austria, we didn't talk so much about Austria, but you will know who they've got. They've got Konrad Laimer, Marcel Sabitzer, Marko Arnautovic, David Alaba, who's played for Bayern Munich and played for Real Madrid. If you're not good enough, you do not play for Real and you do not play for Bayern. So you must be good enough. Another African representative, will be playing against Switzerland at 4 a.m. Nigerian time. Those people like us wake up at odd times, because not only that the circadian rhythm has changed, but you've got to be up to cover games in order to have the knowledge to, of course, inform your listeners and your viewers about what's going down in the World Cup. First-hand information is very important. So Switzerland will be playing against Algeria, the Desert Foxes. Can they be depended upon to eliminate the likes of Yohan Manzambi, Ruben Vargas, Granit Xhaka, Ricardo Rodriguez, Bril Embolo, right? Can they be relied upon to eliminate Switzerland? Switzerland, in uncharted territory, have done very well, of course. Well, based on their level, they're not. Of course, they've been managed by some great managers in the past, the General Otmar Hitzfeld, but that's about it. They've not. Nobody has come out from Switzerland and won a Ballon d'Or. They've got Xherdan Shaqiri in the past, Haris Seferovic. Some very good players have come out of Switzerland, but that's about it. So Algeria, they have it in them to qualify for the round of 16, but they should not show that inexperience, that infantile approach that other African teams such as Senegal, the Ivory Coast, DR Congo, who that did well. DR Congo and Senegal actually led in their matches respectively against England and Belgium, but they lost those leads. Senegal most culpable. So let's see if the likes of Riyad Mahrez can change all that against Switzerland, 4 a.m. Nigerian time. So that's for the World Cup. We are going to talk about some records that have been obliterated and some records that have been set, right? Some records that have been redesigned, remolded at this World Cup. But let's talk about Wimbledon. There are some big transfer news, especially the Lily Whites, Tottenham. They've splashed the cash, right? So maybe we'll go straight to Tottenham, or we can hold on a bit and talk about Wimbledon. Let's hold on and talk about Wimbledon. Wimbledon has been going on. Serena Williams came back, but the comeback wasn't what she expected. She lost to Maya Joint in 3 sets. Fought, saved 2 match points in the second set, won that on a tie break, eventually succumbed to a third set loss and a defeat to Maya Joint. That was a couple of days ago. But yesterday there were some good games, and we'll start with Daria Kasatkina, who defeated Shen. Um, in 3 sets, she lost the first on a tie break. Naomi Osaka, 4-time Grand Slam champion, 2-time US Open champion, 2-time Australian Open champion, defeated Gasanova in straight sets. I think that was quite easy for the Naomi Osaka. More matches took place. Let's check these matches that took place yesterday. More matches. All right. Apart from Naomi Osaka won, like we said before, Belinda Bencic continued, defeated Xiao Wang in the second round in straight sets. She's leaving no stone unturned. Katerina Alexandrova also won in straight sets. All right. Ivajovic defeated Tatiana Maria in straight sets as well. These people are quite competent and capable on grass. Jessica Pegula, who is a consistent top tenor, also won her match. All right. So these are people who have won their matches consecutively. First and second round matches, they have qualified for the third round of Wimbledon. All right. Wow. The champion of the French Open, the teenage sensation Mira Andreeva, is out. Lost to Krejcikova, who is a double Grand Slam champion, of course, and she lost in 3 sets. They've played together. They've played against each other many times, so they know their games. It wasn't a surprise that Krejcikova won that match. All right. Coco Gauff won her match as well. It was tight, it was feisty, it was keenly contested, and it was challenging, but she came through that in 3 sets, winning the third set in a tie break. All right. So Anna Kalinskaya defeated Diane Parry, who's been doing very well, in 3 sets as well. Caroline Muchova defeated Zhang in 3 sets as well. Arina Sabalenka, world number 1, survived the scare in the second set, coming back from 2-5 down to defeat Kessler in 2 sets. Right. So Yelena Ostapenko has won a Grand Slam before. She defeated Rosic to qualify for the third round as well. So these are selected matches of Wimbledon yesterday. For the men's singles, yesterday Paulo Carreño Busta defeated again. Well, the match was suspended, so it's gonna continue today. So Rafael Jorda and Paulo Carreño, 2 guys from Spain, actually split the first 2 sets. Carreño is leading 2 sets to 1, and Rafael Jorda is leading 2-1 in the 4th set. Yelena Struff, unfortunately, that match was suspended again against Brandon Nakashima. They split the first 4 sets. Right. So Novak Djokovic made minced meat of Stefanos Tsitsipas, who's reached 2 Grand Slam finals before. He lost to Novak Djokovic, the former world number 1 and 24-time Grand Slam champion, 6-3, 6-4, 6-2. It was a straightforward victory for Novak, and another earth-crushing defeat for the Greek god Stefanos Tsitsipas. Well, Fergie Auger-Aliassime didn't waste any time in dispatching Pizmic. Pizmic lost to Fergie Auger-Aliassime. All right. Well, Fonseca is flying high, defeated Jesper de Jong in 3 sets, 6-1, 7-5, 6-4. Straight sets for him. Artur Rindokic, I think he has found form again, also won in straights. Daniil Medvedev won in 4 sets, dropping the first and winning the next 3 easily. And Roman Saifulin defeated Botic van Venselshop in 5 sets. Yannick Sinner defeated Nuno Borges of Portugal in straight sets. Has hit 58 aces in 2 matches thus far. Alexander Davidovic Fokina, who broke his trophy duck recently in Mallorca after losing the first 5 ATP finals, defeated Fabio Marozsan in straight sets in the second round. All right, Tommy Paul is also flying high. He knows how to play well on grass. His grass favors his game a great deal. He won in straights. Hubert Hurkacz, when he finds his form and groove, he's unstoppable. He defeated Sebastian Hoffner in straight sets. Yasin Braithwaite defeated Rus in straight set. Marlon Fucsovics defeated Leonard Terren in straight sets. There are matches going on right now. Let's talk about some that are selected. Alex de Minaur is playing Adrian Manarino. Alex de Minaur, the demon from Australia. Lorenzo Sonego is playing Gabriel Diallo. All right, Taylor Fritz is currently slugging it out to play Kaispen. And Zizo Beggs is playing Faria. And all right, Karen Hashanov will be playing against Yannick Hoffman later today. And Quentin Hills will be playing Marco Giron as well. And Alexander Zverev, Roland Garros champion, will be playing against Valentin Roya later today. Francis Tiafoe, of course, we're going to be playing to Yuri Lehechka. We'll be playing Alex Morkan. James Ducksworth is going to be playing Flavio Koboli, Roland Garros finalist. And of course, this year. Matteo Berrettini, who defeated Stan Wawrinka in the last match. That's Wawrinka's last ever match at Wimbledon, except he's going to come out of retirement in 4 years like Serena has done this year. He's going to be playing Arthur Fils. That's going to be quite tough. Arthur Fils has, of course, hampered by injuries, plagued by injuries. So let's hope he's injury free for some time and can give his fans his best. His best tennis is usually scary. All right, Jakub Mensik will be playing against Grigor Dimitrov, who was emotional after winning his first match back. We know what happened to him was 2 sets up against Yannick Sinner, and he didn't lose the plot. He was set back by injury, and he had to give up that match, retire while ahead. Well, that's how it went. Let's talk about some women's singles matchups today. For some women's singles matchups today, some are ongoing right now. Emma Navarro is currently playing against Sekemeteva. All right, I'm sure a lot of people know Emma Navarro. She's she's a good tennis player. Marta Kostyuk will be playing Anna Blinkova soon. And Maya Joint, who defeated the great Serena Williams in the first round, will be playing Alex Ayala. Let's see how that goes. Madison Keys, 2025 Australian Open champion, who recently won Eastbourne, will be playing against Kate Swan. Right, Sofia Kenin, who has won a Grand Slam before, former US Open champion, will be playing against Amanda Anisimova, who was bagged in the final last year at Wimbledon by the great Iga Swiatek. So let's see if Amanda Anisimova can do a lot better in this tournament. If she reaches the final again, she will hope not to be double bagged the way she was double bagged in the last final. All right, so talking about Iga Swiatek, she's going to be playing against a fellow former world number 1 in Caroline Pliskova. That's going to be a tricky match, very, very tricky. In fact, I think Iga Swiatek shouldn't lose concentration at all. It has the potential to be very slippery. Right, so Serena Sesta, who is playing at Samsung here, will be playing against Kibera. Of course, Elise Mertens will be playing against Timofeva. Elise Mertens is a Grand Slam double specialist, as one a few. Yasmin Paolini dropped out of form a lot. Is going to be playing against Golubic. All right, so those are some of the selected Wimbledon matches that are going on today, and the ones that will, of course, some are being played currently, some will be played afterwards today. Of course, a lot after it's a schedule, so when center court, when one match commences, another match ends, and that's how it goes. All right, so well, it's been great for Tottenham over the last few days after agreeing a deal with West Ham for Matheus Fernandes, coughing out 85 million quid. Well, for the British, or people who have been in the UK before. Quid is pounds. All right, so 85 million Great British pounds for Matheus Fernandes. Of course, they beat Manchester United to that signature. Manchester United didn't have that amount to spend on Matheus Fernandes. So let us see how it is going to pan out for Tottenham and Matheus Fernandes, because that deal has been agreed. There's final paperwork, and officially he's going to be a Spurs player. Spurs have not stopped there. They went to Newcastle, told them off, went there with a lot of money. That contract of 92.5 million pounds plus 7.5 million in add-ons for Sandro Tonali was quickly accepted by the Newcastle hierarchy, and Sandro Tonali is by all means in Tottenham player. So Tottenham, they are bolstering the squad, trying to improve the squad. They finished in the lower ranks of the lower levels of the English Premier League in 2 consecutive seasons. They wouldn't want that to happen. They've got a capable hand in De Zerbi, who is their new manager, who steadied the ship well to a great extent. Of course, prevented them from getting relegated. Let us see if he can spark a resurgence with these signings. So many good signings. Tottenham have signed Sandro Tonali, which is quite good for them. Well, that in fact they entered that race on the 15th of June, and I think they sped it up because Manchester City signified interest, and Manchester City, they also have a lot of money as well. So yeah, Tottenham, they've secured the services of Sandro Tonali and Matheus Fernandes for next season and beyond, because I'm sure both of them are going to sign long-term contracts, right? So that is the situation of things. Matheus Fernandes has actually been unveiled really by Tottenham. He's going to wear the number 18 shirt for Tottenham. So congratulations to Spurs. They are signing good players, and probably going to be a scary opposition next season. But we know that it is not all about good players. Go and ask other teams that have signed so many good players but couldn't really muster a serious challenge or threat to their opponents. Right, so Sandro Tonali, on his dream to return to AC Milan one day, but for now, go and enjoy some money at Spurs. I'm sure he will definitely be one of the highest earners there after commanding such a huge transfer fee. So that's good for Tottenham. They've done well. They've signed 2 good players, and it remains to be seen what's going to happen. Ismail Saibari has been unveiled in the US by Bayern Munich. Finally, the deal has been signed, sealed, delivered. PSV announced it, Bayern Munich announced it, everybody announced it. Global sports journalists announced it. It is sealed. Let us say that despite the fact that Harry Kane is one of the world's best strikers at the moment, he is going to find it tough. That competition for places is going to be stiff, because Saibari is an incredibly gifted footballer, and as an attacker, he has shown brilliantly at this World Cup. Don't forget, he has scored 3 goals in 3 consecutive group stage matches. No African footballer has managed that in history. He also scored that winning penalty against the Oranje, that game deciding penalty. It takes a lot of skill mentally and psychologically to step up and attempt to win a penalty shootout all on your own with the last kick of the game, and Saibari did it without breaking sweat. He was cool, he was calm, he was collected, he was composed, he was confident. He had the 5 C's, and he delivered promptly. All right, so that's all about it for the transfer. Those are the major transfer news really. Some minor ones will be announced. Well, nobody's minor really, but yeah, we're talking about the ones that are earth-shattering, the ones that are mind-blowing, right? 92.5 million pounds plus 7.5 million pounds on Sandro Tonali. Who would have thought? Bruno Guimaraes has been scouted by Arsenal. Arsenal are interested in adding him to the squad. Let's see how that is going to pan out, because Newcastle, can they afford to lose Anthony Gordon, Bruno Guimaraes, and Sandro Tonali in one transfer window? Oh yeah, about Newcastle. Newcastle signed Buzama Toure from Hoffenheim for 40 million. They did that, and some people are saying that guy is actually better than Yan Diomande, but it's their opinion, and quite respected. They are responsible. They know what they're saying, right? They are quite entitled to their opinion, but I do not think so. I have seen them play. I think they are both raw, but I think Diomande just edges him. But for others, I can't speak for others. Opinions differ. For others, the guy Buzuma Toure, who Newcastle have signed, is better than Yan Diomande. So we'll be looking at some of us like statistics. I like stats. I love stats. I think I've been loving stats for a long time, since I developed interest in sports. I really love stats. So there are some stats that you would like to know concerning the 2026 FIFA World Cup. That's how we're going to wrap up today's episode of Sports Grandeur. So let us look at stats everywhere you look, and we'll start with the highest goal scorers of the FIFA World Cup so far. The highest goal scorers. You know that if there's a tie in terms of number of goals scored, what breaks the tie is the number of assists. That's how you win the highest goal scorer award in any tournament. That's what breaks the tie. So for now, Kylian Mbappe and Leo Messi are on 6 goals. Well, Messi hasn't delivered an assist at this World Cup so far. Kylian Mbappe has 2 assists. So today, Kylian Mbappe is the highest goal scorer in the 2026 FIFA World Cup, co-hosted by Mexico, Canada, and the United States of America. In 2030, FIFA Centenary year, the 100th anniversary of FIFA World Cup tournaments, Portugal, Morocco, and Spain are going to jointly host the 2030 FIFA World Cup. So for the Adidas Golden Boot standings, Kylian Mbappe sits at top with 6 goals and 2 assists. Leo Messi will be playing against Cape Verde tomorrow, so let's pray for the Blue Sharks, because nobody rises to a challenge more than Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. So that's why I think that Cristiano Ronaldo at midnight is going to do something about his below average form at the 2026 World Cup so far. So for the 2026 World Cup highest goal scorers, Mbappe is on 6 goals and 2 assists. Messi is on 6 goals and no assists so far. We know Messi loves to assist, so let's see if he focuses on assisting more than scoring against the Blue Sharks tomorrow. It's going to be much more difficult than you might anticipate. Yeah, but what you will expect is not what you envisage, because I think that Cabo Verde, they've done well. They've done very well, very well. Vozina has kept 2 clean sheets this tournament thus far. Erling Haaland is behind them with 5 goals and no assists yet. Of course, Harry Kane has 5 goals too and no assists. Let's not forget that the likes of Erling Haaland and Harry Kane have already played their round of 32 games. Just Messi. So there's a possibility that Messi will top the standings after tomorrow. But for now, Ousmane Dembele has 4 goals, 2 assists. Good World Cup thus far. Vinicius Junior, Real Madrid, 4 and 1 assist. Right, Ismaila Sarr, 4 and 1 assist. Ismaila Sarr is on his way to Dakar right now. Dennis Undav, 3 goals, 2 assists. He must have landed in Munich or Berlin since. Of course, Paraguay made sure of that. Yohan Manzambi from the bench, starting for the Swiss Just leave him there. He'll give you the best. 3 goals, 1 assist so far. Julian Quinones of Mexico, L3, has scored 3 goals and made 1 assist so far. Cody Gakpo is back in the Netherlands. Of course, he lost his unborn child, his unborn son, Elijah Raphael Gakpo, who actually extend our condolences to him and his partner. Let them grieve away. Brian Brobby is back. Of course, he has been eliminated by Morocco. All right, Folarin Balogun was red carded this morning, but he has scored 3 goals. That does not take away any goal. Matthias Cunha, 3 goals as well, no assist. All these guys, 3 goals, no assist. Elijah Just is back in his hometown or his city from New Zealand, 3 goals, no assist. Jonathan David is still in the tournament for Canada. It is going to be an uphill task against Morocco. Let's not kid ourselves. Uphill, right? Herculean. Morocco and not South Africa. When they unleash their arsenal on you, you have to respect such a genuinely fantastic team. The Atlas Lions, they don't play. They are World Cup semi-finalists, so don't even joke with them, right? So, Ismail Saibari, of course, of Morocco, 3 goals, no assist. Kai Havertz, 3 goals, no assist. Visa of DR Congo, a Leopard, 3 goals, no assist. Chrissy Somerville of the Netherlands, 3 goals, 2 assists. So that's that for stats. World Cup scorers, highest goal scorers. For assists, in terms of assists, Michael Olise has 5 assists. 5, yeah. You heard that right, 5 assists, yeah. And Bruno Guimaraes is not far behind with 4 assists. So let us go straight to those who have qualified for the round of 16 of the FIFA World Cup. Some fixtures have been set. The round of 16 will start on Saturday, if my memory serves me correctly. So for the round of 16 on Saturday, 4th July, Canada will face Morocco. So they kickstart the round of 16. All right, and that's going to happen at 6 p.m. Nigerian time. At 10 p.m. Nigerian time, Paraguay will be facing the overwhelming favorites of the 2026 World Cup so far, France. All right, so Los Albiroja versus the Blues of France. All right, so Brazil will be facing Norway. Norway might be Brazil's strongest opposition thus far. Any team that has Erling Haaland is strong, very strong. And Martin Odegaard is doing well. Patrick Berg is playing to his strengths as well. Strand Larsen is playing well. Antonio Nusa doing very well. Alexander Sørloth contributing his own. So these guys are doing what they can, right? They're the Vikings, and they celebrate in that manner. You cannot fault them for that. They've got the right to celebrate. They've earned it, right? So that's going to be the situation. Samba Boys versus Grass Stallions. Let's see who takes the day. So back end on one side, and the most confidently assured man in football at the moment. Nothing phases him, whether he wins, he loses, whether he concedes or he scores. Don Carlo Ancelotti, always there, composed, always there, looking unruffled, right? So Mexico will be playing England. Well, the Estadio Azteca has been a fortress for the Mexicans. Across 3 World Cup tournaments, they've won 7 matches and drawn 3 and lost nothing at the Azteca. So let's see how that goes. So those are the fixtures that have been set for the round of 16. Mexico, England will be on Monday. Brazil now will be on Sunday. Paraguay, France, and Canada, and Morocco will be on Saturday. So there are some matches on Sunday and Monday, but they haven't been set because, of course, some people haven't played yet. For the rest of the fixtures in the round of 32, Colombia will be playing Ghana. Argentina will be playing Cabo Verde, the Blue Sharks. I like calling their moniker. It's beautiful. they've impressed me, and I'm sure they've impressed a lot of people, millions of people. Vozinha he's going to hit 10 million Instagram followers in no time. He started with 46k. As soon as he had that heroic performance, that performance that left everyone mouth agape against Albiroha, his Instagram follower count skyrocketed. Right, the last time I saw it was around 6.8 million. So I'm not so active on Instagram. If now X, now if it is X, that's where I sleep anyways. So that's on the lighter note. So Austria, they'll have to play Australia, I beg your pardon, we'll have to play Egypt at some point tomorrow. All right, so we talked about Switzerland, Algeria. The last match of the round of 32. Colombia, they like playing the last matches. All right, it's not any fault of theirs. It's not any making of theirs. But they are not called the coffee growers for nothing. Los Cafeteros. They'll be playing against the Black Stars of Ghana, led by Carlos Queiroz, who knows how to play a low block. So if Colombia are going to do anything significant against Ghana, they must be able to break through that low block. We have Juan Quintero, Luis Diaz, Luis Suarez of Sporting Lisbon, who's capably replaced Victor Gyökeres when he was signed by Arsenal from Sporting Lisbon. Scored the plethora of goals as well. So many goals for them and all of that. All right, so Colombia, they've got James Rodriguez, El Nuevo Pibe, who did very well at the 2014 FIFA World Cup, was a standout player for many of us, even though he wasn't given the most valuable player award. But for me, he was a standout player in that tournament. Colombia eliminated in the quarterfinals, unfortunately. I am sure if they have gone deeper, James would have been. That's what earned him that move, that dream move to Real Madrid. On this note, we bid farewell. Temporarily, we'll be back tomorrow for more juicy gist on sports grandeur. My name is Ohis Boreme, and I'm always here to serve you. Don't forget that OJ 106.3 FM is everywhere. We're on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, everywhere, pretty much everywhere. So follow us, hit the like button, subscribe on YouTube, do everything to support us, and you'll be glad you did, because we're the best at the moment and we will continue to be the best. Cheers, signing out.